Garfield Kart. Furious Racing. My lord, I love that smug look. Welcome to the Noble Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Now, growing up, there were several things that shaped my personality. There was Garfield, there was the Ice Storm of '94, there was Dr. Fraser Crane, but only one of these has gotten its own kart racing game. As I was browsing Amazon a few weeks back, what seemed to be a glorious beam from heaven was sent down to shine upon Garfield Kart. Furious Racing. Now, as I looked at the pictures and I read the description, I came to the conclusion that this was literally the most lazy way possible to make a Garfield game, which means it's exactly what Garfield would have wanted.
Garfield, wake up.
Huh? Oh, it's you.
Now, I ordered this Mario Kart ripoff game, had it sent to my house, and upon popping the game into the system, I was met with what appeared to be a decent bit of fan service. The character selection was great with all the best. Garfield, Floyd, Nermal, John, Odie. Now you're missing Lyman, but what can you do here? You got so many others, even this random cat that I had never even heard of made the game. Now you get to choose from different karts, different hats, different spoilers. I mean, it has all the core features of a standard kart racing game. Then track selection had plenty of Garfield and food references as well, so I was fairly pumped. Could this actually be a decent game? But then the race itself started. My lord. Never has a flaw been so evident so quickly. The controlling of the karts is horrendous. I barely started a race and had been flung directly into the wall for no reason. But even when extreme mishaps aren't happening, just taking a curve is nearly impossible. And don't even consider doing power slides, because it is pretty much a 90-degree angle straight into the wall immediately. Now, if you get a boost, well, prepare to meet the wall. You just really can't control your kart. Now, you can try and select some slower racers for better control, but then they are so slow that winning the race becomes even harder. The controlling for this game feels like they skipped the testing phase and went straight into development. But let's move past the controls and look at the levels themselves. They aren't terrible graphics or anything, but uninspired is the best way to describe the levels. They are the most generic looking tracks imaginable. There are hints at the Garfield universe, like the way the actual cars look on the side of the road, but for the most part, these tracks are lazy and have nothing to do with Garfield except for the titles. Like, why is this called the Hamburger Cup? Shouldn't there be a level about hamburgers or, food in general? Nope. You get a lighthouse and an ice world. Okay? Now, as you traverse these random and generic looking tracks, you get candy items that give you weapons to use. Now, some of the weapons are Garfield inspired, like pies to slip on or pillows to make people fall asleep, but why is there a perfume for star power? And what is this magic wand even doing here? It's like they opened a random drawer at their house for item ideas for the game and just selected from that. Now, the items, they aren't bad or anything. They affect the race just like any other kart game would, and it just seems sort of odd to me, the choices that they made. And there are, of course, boost pads throughout the level to hit as well, and it makes for a fairly standard kart game in a lot of ways with the features. Now, as you attempt to race around the track, you can collect these puzzle pieces, and they represent these picture puzzles that you can solve and go back and look at later. Now, this is a pretty lazy way to try to make the game have replay value. No cool new features to unlock, no new levels from puzzle pieces, no even video footage from the old show. All that you get instead is just a picture to look at. You could just as well go to Google Images and type in Garfield pictures and have the same level of satisfaction. The only other unlockables are new cards and hats for winning the races themselves, but that happens on its own by playing, and they aren't very hard to unlock at all. I say you could have everything unlocked in this game in under 2 hours. So, let's say you did take the time and you unlocked everything in the game, and you want more. Is there replay value? Well, sorta, because they worked on a multiplayer mode, and it's either couch co-op or online. Now, I played both couch co-op with my wife and a friend, and after 3 races, both said they were done with it. Great replay value there. The online lets you race against some strangers, but seeing as almost no one plays the game, you're going to find more challenges just playing against the computers. Overall, Garfield Kart Furious Racing is a very bland racing game that has some glaring flaws, and the only people who are ever even going to give this a try are going to be the Garfield fans. But after just a few races, most of those people will end up going back to Mario Kart themselves. But does that mean the game is a bad game? The game is very lazily done, which, like I said earlier, this would make Garfield, the king of lazy, very, very proud. So perhaps the joke's actually on us, and this is really the perfect Garfield game.
Eat and be lazy, kids, and someday you'll have your own show too.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We upload every Tuesday and every Thursday and occasionally in between as well. But go out there, find a great game to play, and as always, have a great rest of the day.